Welcome to Octane Mobile Gaming. Welcome once again to the channel. I am Octane, your host, and it's the first deck of the season, which is a Water Slayer deck, and it should be a quite interesting event, seeing that the last Water Slayer deck that we got was over Christmas, and the ultimate form was a really decent utility card. So we're gonna jump right in because this one is a really decent damage dealer. So what we're seeing now, we're seeing the decks that have been in the commander side of things bleeding over into the slayer side of things, which in the commander side of things we've got main damage dealing cards such as Brothers in Banditry, Uprising Cover, and so on and so forth. We are seeing that coming over into the slayer side of things, which is quite different, and it is quite brilliant, I believe. So this is a really decent damage dealing card, our ultimate form, and it does quite a few things, and I really like this ultimate form. The artwork is quite nice, really like the colors, and like the theme as well. We're gonna look first at the battle skill, which converts all non-water power gems to water power gems. So it will work quite well with Metaverse Masters, because Metaverse Masters convert everything that's on the board to dark power gems. So this will convert it back, or convert it to water power gems. Then it will upgrade all water power gems by 2 ranks. So it then upgrade the gems that have just been converted to water power gems by 2 rank. Then it will create 14 water power gem 8s, which is quite nice. It's nice to see Ultimate Farms start creating more than just 10 power gems. This one creates 14, which I think is absolutely good. Last but not least, it will increase self damage by 300%. Quite nice, quite good. It's nice to see Slayer cards start increasing self damage rather than just giving you your garden variety, 40% attack, 80% attack, and so on and so forth. Now, this only happens for 1 turn. The card itself has got a 3-turn cooldown. That means every 3 turns you activate the battle skill and you get all of the above: the conversion of gems, non-water power gems to power gems, the upgrading of power gems by 2 rank, the creation of 14 water power gems, and a self increase of 300%. That is quite good. Now it's got 2 passive on board. The first of which is just like Black Flag Maroon does, which massively increase water gems drop rate at the start of each turn. So at the start of each turn, it will rain gems. The amount of gems, I'm not sure. I personally work with specifics. I like specifics. I like numbers. Increase the drop rate of water power gems by 50%. So the next, you have a 50% chance of all the gems falling to be water. That is specific. This massively can mean anything. It can mean just 3 or 4 water gems I mean, falling. But that's neither here nor there, because at the moment we don't particularly depend on gems. We depend on power gems. So a deck that rains gems is not really that useful. So that's not really a useful passive. If it was going to rain power gems, which is never going to happen, it would be much better. So that skill, I think, is pretty outdated. The next passive is whenever hero uses a battle skill, it heals for 4000% of hero recovery. Now that is a bit more useful. The ability to heal each time you activate a battle skill of a card that's on the team. That's more useful. This week we've got Absorb. I'm not really sure about Absorb, what it does. Never really paid much attention to Absorb because I don't really see it as a debuff that's gonna affect you that much. So never really pay much mind to that debuff. I should research that debuff and see what it does. The next one, however, Power Gem Silence, is one that will cause you a lot of problems. So that one you need to dispel, because all the cards that you're going to put on your deck are going to depend on power gems, are going to create power gems. So that's something that you need to get rid of. That can be quite counterproductive. Moving on to the Master Collection card, which I did get a copy of. I think it was on the 3rd or the 4th tier, can't remember, because that was earlier on this morning. But I did get a copy of this one. I was open to get a copy of the ultra rare because I had enough gems to go up to tier 6. However, being as I got the Master Collection card, it's pointless me going up to tier 6 because I'm just gonna get a second copy of the Master Collection card, which is guaranteed on tier 6. So it's pointless. The ultra rare is what I actually need. So that I'll have to craft with coins. So probably on Saturday I'll have enough coins to craft the ultra rare. This one converts all non-water power gems to water power gems and upgrade all water power gems by 2 rank and increase self-damage by 300%. Now this one, as a Master Collection card, hasn't got the base stats that the Ultimate Form has got. It will deal quite decent damage, but not comparing to the ultimate form. But it is a really useful card to have because it will upgrade all water power gems by 2 rank, plus it converts all non-water power gems to water power gems. So it's a really useful card to have. The self increase is really nice. It can be used as a damage dealer, especially for those of us who are new to the game. If you get this card alongside probably the main hero, you've got an old ultimate form which you managed to get, this one will be quite useful for you. But for somebody like myself, it can be a useful supporting card, but when it comes to being a main damage dealer, it's not really going to perform to the expectation that we would place up on it. It has got one passive. It's the passive that heals, which is quite good, and it does dispel power gem silence. So it's a really useful supporting card overall. Next card up is the ultra rare. The ultra rare is the High Duchess, and the High Duchess is the one that's going to create your 14 power gems and massively increase the drop rate of water gems. Does create quite a few water power gems, and it dispels absorb. So it is not as useful, I would say, as the Master Collection card. So the Master Collection card is, of the two, the one that is more useful. But as I said, if I got the ultra rare, it would be much better to get the ultra rare than the Master Collection card, because the ultra rare is really difficult to get. The Master Collection card is always guaranteed on tier 6, which is quite nice. I would say one thing that network should try to incorporate in the vault is, if you go to tier 7 twice or 3 times, you should get a guaranteed ultra rare. That means people who go inside the vault and they go tier 7 probably 2 or 3 times are guaranteed a ultra rare at least on the second or third spin of the tier 7 vault. I think that should be something that's guaranteed, because a lot of people go to tier 7 probably 4 or 5 times and they don't get anything, and that can be quite frustrating. So I think 3 times of tier 7 on the third spin of tier 7, you should be guaranteed a ultra rare. Ultra rare should be guaranteed somewhere. I think the third spin of tier 7 of the vault should guarantee a ultra rare. Let's look at the main hero. So the main hero for this week, which I've got a copy because I did go up to tier 4, got 2 copies of it really. Upgrades 5 water power gems by 1 rank, quite nice, and increase self damage by 150, quite good. Like it, it doesn't create any power gems, but we have got other cards that will create power gem for this card, especially if you are new to the game. Having this card to upgrade 5 water power gem by 1 rank and a self damage increase of 150% is quite good. If you manage to get this card as a person who's just started out in the game and you manage to get a copy of the Master Collection card, you have done really well. You just need a card to give you the killer skill and something to create a bit more power gems, and off you go. You've got a nice deck for the lower leagues. So let's take a look at the supporting card. Let's see what the supporting card has got for us this week. It destroys all non-water gems. I love my gem destroyers. However, this doesn't create any power gems at all, which is quite disappointing. Massively increased water drop gem. That doesn't. So supporting card for this week is quite disappointing. It doesn't create any power gems. Should have at least created a few power gems, because the main hero doesn't create any power gems. So if you get the main hero, you get the supporting card, you still haven't got any cards among them that creates any power gems whatsoever. For me, that's quite disappointing. At least if the main hero didn't create any power gems, the supporting card should create power gems, at least for people who have just started out in the games, and for those of us who aren't able to go up to tier 4, 5 or 6 of the vault, you should cater a bit for them, because not all of us can be really competitive. It took me quite a long time before I became quite competitive in this game. It took me almost a year before I was competitive. The first deck that I actually got that made me competitive in the game was the Alex deck, which was the Halloween deck for 2018. Yeah, 2018 Halloween deck, the Alex deck. Rider Alex the Rider on the horse. That was the deck that I got, and I became competitive at that time. And I still wasn't um, as competitive because I didn't have the relics to go with it. So I was relatively competitive. I could compete, and that was the deck that took me from the Emperor League into the Legend League for the first time. So that was quite nice. I did manage to get 2 copies of the main relic and 2 copies of the rare relic. So I got a 2 pink star ultimate relic, which is quite nice. 2 pink star ultimate relic is a bit better than the 1 pink star ultimate relic, for the reason that when it gets up to 2 pink star, it creates 5 water gems at the beginning of the battle. 1 pink star only creates 4, and it breaks a bit more shield. So this stat is for 3 pink star, which breaks 4 immortal shield plus 1 per Slayer ultimate hero on the team at the beginning. The 2 pink star will break 3 shields and 1 for every water ultimate on the team. The ultimate relic is really nice to have, so that is the reason why I always like to get the ultimate relic. Okay, so tier 6 is the next tier, which I'm not gonna do because I'm not guaranteed to get a ultra rare, which I really need, and to spend 5,500 gems just to get another master collection card doesn't seem to worth it. So I won't. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. I've got 5,500 gems. So, and if it comes to coin, I've got 18 coins so far. I'll get 8 from the event, giving me 26, and you've got 3 retro vault coming out. I'll go up to tier 2 of each one, which give me an extra 18, so 26 and 18 will give me 44. So I'll have 44 coins. I just need 42 to craft the ultimate form, to craft the ultra rare to get the ultimate form. So what are we thinking when it comes to cards? You've got quite a variety of cards, really. Let's look at the older ultimate forms that will give you the killer skill. First up is Dreamers of Destiny, which is a deck that most people will call the Jimmy Critic or whatever it is called deck. It's quite old, not really that useful. It applies together at last to up to 3 water slayer hero, and it does 1 per 100, one at beginning and another at 150 skill points, and last one at a 300 skill points. That will create 2 water power gem 4s and dispel 1 enemy debuff the next time you are hit by an enemy. Lasts for 1 turn, blah 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 blah. Not really a brilliant card. It only gives you 30% attack increase, and it gives you a ultimate gem. Now, back in the day when this card first came out, 30% attack increase was quite a massive bang for your buck. Plus the ultimate gem, when it just came out, was really good. Now it's absolute garbage. Apex Predator was the next ultimate form with the immortal killer skill on the Slayer side of things. What that came out. This one spawns 2 water power gem 1s for every 5 water gems on the board. So if you've got a full board of water power gems, you get 7 water power gem 1s. Quite good for the day, but it isn't good at that. It's not really good that as it thing stands now, because Gem Crush actually had an effect on cards like these. Because before Gem Crush, you could fill the entire board with water gems, and the board would just be filled with water gems. It would count all of those, give you 7 power gems, 7 power gem 1s, and off you go. You get a decent bang for your buck. Plus it gives you an 8% attack increase for each water power gem on the board. So that was quite nice as well, and it will always create at least 1 water power gem. 4 turn cooldown, not really that brilliant. Isn't a brilliant damage dealer. I've got that 3 pink star. It's awoken 2 times. A lot of these cards that awoken back in the days, I regret awakening them because they're not really that good now. This one is the best of the 3 older because it cleanses all debuff from Water Slayer heroes, so it cleanses all debuffs. It doesn't stipulate one, it stipulates all, so it can cleanse any debuff. Whether it's 2 or 1, it cleanses all. And if there are no debuff, it heals for 800%, 8,000% of your recovery instead. That's when you activate the battle skill. But the passive is one that's gonna create your water power gems and give you a 30% attack increase. So it creates 12 water power gems, 6, and increases Water Slayer's attack by 30% for 1 turn. It's got a 3 turn cooldown, so every 3 turn it does this. And next passive, on attack, it dispels all enemy buff. If there are no buff, then it delays all enemies' turn by 1. It's got a 5 turn cooldown, so that one kicks in every 5 turns. It kicks in on turn 1 and then 5 turns after. But it's better than the next 2. But the current ultimate form is the best of the 4. And as I said, the current ultimate form is a really decent damage dealing card. It does create quite a few power gem, and it upgrades power gems as well. So it is the best one to have at hand. Additional cards, I've got Frozen Devastation, which is quite nice, not brilliant. If it had, say, the same effect as Odd-1 Gorillas or Freedom Fighters, it would have been a brilliant ultimate form to have at 6 pink star. Continuum Conservators, it creates 35 water power gem 7s at a rate of 7, so it creates water power gems over 5 turn. Because it's got a 4 turn cooldown on the second activation of the battle skill, you will actually get 14 power gem from this one, but it's quite slow. But it is a quite decent ultimate form to have at hand. It also increases self-attack by 100%. Isn't as good as 300% damage increase, but every 2 turns that one kicks in. The next one up is Valhalla Vanguard. Now Valhalla Vanguard will create 10 water power gems now and at the start of the next 2 turns. So it creates 10 water power gems every single turn as long as they activate the battle skill, which is quite good. When ambushing, it gains the bonus attack buff for 1 turn, which is absolute garbage because the attack bonus buff isn't as good since Odd-1 Gorillas. And then it creates an additional 20 water power gems. So the first time you use the battle skill, it will create 30 water power gems 7s, which is quite nice. So it gives a massive bang for your buck on the first activation of your battle skill. After being attacked, it delays all enemy next attack by 1. That's got a 4 turn cooldown. And the set bonus is if you've got the ultimate relic at 4 pink star. We're not going to look at that. What does it dispel? Well, it dispels Absorb, which is one of the debuffs we've got this week. Wave Breakers creates 8 water power gem 6s now and at the start of the next turn. Increases Water Slayer's attack by 80% and reduces damage taken from enemies' attack by 10% for 2 turns. Got a 2 turn cooldown. Quite nice. Whenever a hero delays the enemy turn, it creates an additional 4 water power gem 6. It delays the enemy turn counter as well by 1. It's got a 5 turn cooldown. That passive is called Quench. Last but not least is Holiday Santas, which is the one that I was just commenting about, which is a pretty decent booster card, and it boosts all water. It will boost all, so it cleanses 1 debuff from all Water Slayer, and it gives the next water hero to activate their battle skill a 500% damage buff. So this alongside the current ultimate form, that's an 800% damage buff, which is quite brilliant. So if you can manage to get the current ultimate form at 6 pink star, you got a really massive damage dealer. Especially if you can awaken it 5 times and upgrade it to the highest level. So it's a pretty decent card we've got this week as a ultimate form. I can only get that probably 1 or 2 pink star, probably 1 pink star. Probably at the end of the season, I'll probably get an additional pink star to add to it to make it 2 pink star, because it's a really good it's a really decent damage dealer. It is one that I recommend everybody save their coins to get at the end of the season. Now this one creates 7 water power gems, so this is Lost Kingdom Guardians. Creates 7 water power gems, 5 heal for 2000% of hero recovery. When ambushing, the effect is doubled and the enemy turn count is increased. So this one will work well with the next one that I just showcased before Holiday Santas. This one has a 2-turn cooldown and it's got revive as well, and increase self damage, self attack by 100%. So we used to have a lot of self attack, but now it's self damage. Musketeers United. Create 6 water power gem, 7s, heal for 500% of hero recovery, upgrades 10 water power gem to 1 rank higher. If you activate 3 or more battle skill in the same turn, increases Water Slayer's attack by 100% and self attack. So it gives itself a 100% self attack and plus 100 attack that it gives to all Water Slayer hero will goes on top of that, giving itself a 200% self attack increase. Not as massive. This one is an old card, Relic Combat Crew. Can be quite useful. This one, Phantom Unseen, is quite an old card as well. Can be useful. This was an Halloween. This was the Halloween deck. Not for last year. I think it was the year before or the year before last. Can't remember. But it was an Halloween deck. That is it. I didn't talk about the staple of all decks, which is none other than Metaverse Master. So Metaverse Master is a staple of all decks. So this it doesn't need mentioning because everybody knows Metaverse Master is a staple of almost every single deck. Because it's an immortal killer event, you could think of adding none other than our performance unit area. Oh, it's dark, isn't it? Our performance unit area could be a card that might be useful, however it's not as useful as it used to be before. So that is that. Those are some of the cards that I would recommend. When it comes to deck combination, what will I think when it comes to deck combination? So let's see a deck combination that we could think of. So we could go for, first and foremost, we could go for Holiday Santa. Then we could add Metaverse Master, which will be the next one. And the next card up, I would say go for the current ultimate form, which I haven't got at the moment, but I have got Master Collection card, so I'll put the Master Collection card to stand in for the ultimate form. Then the next one up, I would say you need a card that's gonna give you a bit of attack increase, power gems, and all that wonderful stuff. What would I go for next? Wouldn't use that one. Wave Breakers. Let's see. Should I go for this one? Does give us 100% increase. Give us 6 water power gems and 10 water power gems. Upgrade. So I would say go try this one out. And probably Wave Breakers. This one, no. Tough D. I would say this one. It's gonna give us 12 power gems and increase Water Slayer's attack by 30% for 1 turn. 12 water gems, and is that better? Could we find something more useful? This gives us 30 water power gems, but only on the first attack, and it increase the turn count. Would that be better? Would that be better? We could use Lost Kingdom Guardians. Lost Kingdom Guardians will give us 7 power gem, but it will give a 14 when it's ambushing. Doesn't give a massive attack increase. Doesn't even give any attack increase to wave breakers. Let's see wave breakers. Wave breakers does give us a 80% attack increase. It creates 4 water power gem now and at the 8 water power gem now and at the start of next turn and increase water slayer's attack. We could swap it with wave breakers. Is wave breakers better? I would say probably this one creates 35 water power gem, but it's over a certain amount of turns. And at the start of every other turn, increases self attack. I would say wave breakers. I would go for swap this one. I'd probably go for wave breakers. Yeah, I'd go for wave breakers. Something like that could be okay. Could be quite okay. And then you've got the current ultimate relic, the Santa ultimate relic. This one is not too, but I try to use relics that has got 2 or 3 pink stars on board. Gives you a bigger bang for your buck. There you go. So 93, something like that could work quite well. All right. So that is all I've got for you today. I haven't looked at the news link. I Most of the time I don't really look at the news link, but let's have a look at the news link. Vault Jackpot. So Vault Jackpot is live starting today. Any pull from the main vault has a chance to be a jackpot item. Jackpot items are rare and powerful items in Legendary. There is no limit to how many players can win the jackpot in a day. The first jackpot item is a random 5-star new legendary relic. This can be Lover's Respite, whatever. The new Starbound season is here. So the Starbound season arrive in Corellis. So please note changes to guilds. Changing guilds during the season will result in GVG enemies defeat. Play event to complete Meadow, whatever. GVG Meadow, whatever. Scheduled season. So you got a fire raid boss event featuring Water Slayer. So you got your Water Slayer, you got your Dark Commander, you got your Earth Slayer, and you've got your Light Commander, and you got your Fire Slayer. Okay, reminder, rune randomization. Try that out, it works. It does consume quite a lot of your runes that you've got saved up, so it's a personal choice what you want to do with that. Room randomization, where is that? That is right somewhere down here. There is rune randomization. So there you go, your room randomization, if you're into that sort of thing. And how does it work? Click craft. Let's see. Click craft. And what do I get? I get that. So you can use most of your runes that you've got. Let's see what I get. I think that's something that I need. Let's see what I get with this one. That's definitely one that I need. Let's see. You can get the same rune. That's not one that I need. And let's see with this one. That's definitely one that I don't need. So that's your rune randomization. Try at your peril. Alright, so that's all I've got for you today. Tomorrow I'll be quite busy, so there'll be no possible combination. I've got a lot on Thursdays now, so I'm quite busy on a Thursday. But if I do get a chance to make possible combination, I will post a video, but no promises. So until next video, this is Octane saying like, subscribe, leave a comment below. You can ask any questions you want in the comment section below, or if you've got a suggestion, you can leave it in the comment section below. All suggestions are welcome. And for those of you who haven't subscribed, it would be really nice to subscribe and just leave a thumbs up on the video. It does help other people to find the channel. And for those of you who have subscribed, and for all of you who have made suggestions and comments, thank you. This is Octane saying peace and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.